The match between Manchester United and Southampton on January 16, 2025, provided a captivating contest filled with drama and moments of high tension. As the game unfolded, both teams demonstrated moments of individual brilliance, but ultimately, Manchester United proved their superiority, especially with a late surge that saw them clinch a 3-1 victory. The first half began with Southampton asserting themselves more effectively in the opening stages. They capitalized on a sluggish start from Manchester United, who struggled to find their rhythm. Southampton's forward play was lively, with Kamaldeen Sulemana testing United's defense early on. The Saints created some pressure with a series of well-delivered crosses and shots on goal, but Manchester United's goalkeeper, David De Gea, was up to the task and made key saves, denying the visitors from taking an early lead. Southampton's persistence paid off just before half-time, in the 43rd minute. A set-piece delivered into the box caused confusion in the Manchester United defense, and the ball fell to Manuel Ugarte. The Uruguayan midfielder took advantage of the opportunity, diverting the ball past De Gea after a slight deflection, putting Southampton ahead 1-0. The crowd at Old Trafford was stunned, and United were left to reflect on a poor defensive lapse just before the break. However, Manchester United's response came swiftly after the interval. United head coach Erik ten Hag, aware of the urgency required, made a few adjustments at halftime, bringing on Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes to inject more creativity into the midfield. Fernandes, in particular, showed his class, orchestrating much of United's play and threading precise passes through Southampton's defense. Just 10 minutes into the second half, United found their equalizer. Eriksen, with his trademark vision, played a perfectly timed ball to Amad Diallo, who had cleverly positioned himself between two defenders. Diallo took a touch to control the ball and then slotted it past Ramsdale, coolly equalizing at 1-1. The goal shifted the momentum in United's favour, and the atmosphere at Old Trafford, once tense, began to pulse with excitement. The crowd's energy fueled Manchester United's attack. Southampton, despite their early dominance, looked increasingly vulnerable as United's forwards, especially Garnacho and Xerxes, began to apply relentless pressure. United's wide play was particularly effective, with Garnacho's pace and ability to beat defenders stretching Southampton's back line. In the 87th minute, the decisive moment arrived. Amad Diallo, continuing his impactful performance, picked up the ball after a loose pass from Southampton's defense and sprinted into the box. Diallo showed incredible composure under pressure, fending off a defender and sliding the ball past the outstretched Ramsdale, giving United the lead for the first time in the match, 2-1. The visitors, despite pushing for a late equalizer, were unable to break through Manchester United's defense, which had solidified after the goal. United's defensive unit, led by Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, became resolute, blocking shots and intercepting any crosses that came their way. Southampton's frustration grew as they realized their chances were slipping away. As the match entered added time, United sealed the win with a third goal, ensuring their dominance in the final stages. Alejandro Garnacho, who had been involved in much of the attacking play, found himself in space on the left flank. He delivered a precise ball into the box, where Amad Diallo was once again in the right place at the right time. Diallo made no mistake and completed his brace in the dying moments of the match, making it 3-1 and confirming the victory. Southampton's efforts, despite being commendable at times, weren't enough to secure a result. Their defensive frailties were exposed in the second half, and although players like Sulemana and Dibbling worked tirelessly, their finishing lacked the precision needed to capitalize on their earlier chances. Southampton also saw yellow cards for reckless challenges, with Fernandes and Dibbling both cautioned for their tactical fouls as frustration began to mount. In the post-match analysis, the standout performances for Manchester United came from Amad Diallo, who not only scored 2 goals but also contributed to much of the attacking fluidity. Eriksen's creative influence was crucial in turning the tide after Southampton's opening goal, and Fernandes' leadership in midfield was integral to United's resurgence. The substitutes, such as Garnacho and Xerxes, also made a significant impact in the attacking third. For Southampton, the key takeaway was their inability to maintain their strong first-half performance. While they were effective at frustrating United for much of the first 45 minutes, they lacked the necessary defensive solidity and composure in the second half to close out the game. Their missed chances, particularly in the first half, were costly, and they left Old Trafford with no points despite their promising start. Manchester United's victory helped them maintain their push for a higher league position, keeping them within striking distance of the top four. The win also continued their impressive home form, with Old Trafford remaining a fortress for Erik ten Hag's side. Southampton, on the other hand, was left to reflect on their missed opportunity to take something from the game. The result emphasized the importance of seizing chances and remaining disciplined defensively, especially when playing against a team of Manchester United's quality. The final whistle brought an end to a match that saw Manchester United triumph through resilience, clinical finishing, and tactical adjustments. The 3-1 victory gave United vital points and left Southampton with plenty to think about as they returned to the drawing board. The match, played in front of a fervent Old Trafford crowd, was a testament to the unpredictability of the Premier League and the ability of teams to shift momentum in such a fast-paced, competitive environment.